Let's take a look at the Sabers Zatt lightsaber, Z-A-T-T. So this is a custom lightsaber that's based on a Youngling from the Clone Wars series, and there was an episode, or was it maybe two? At any rate, there's a group of Younglings that go and they search for their Kyber crystals, and Ahsoka's there, and they build their lightsabers, and so it's really kind of a cool episode. And there's other stuff that happens too. Some things, don't go as planned, as is the case quite often. But at any rate, Zatt is one of the Younglings in that bunch in that episode. And, the most famous Youngling in that bunch arguably is Gungi, the Wookiee Jedi. But at any rate, Zatt is another one of the not Padawan yet, Youngling that's there. And this is the Sabers version of the hilt that Youngling constructs. So that's pretty cool. And one of the neat things about Sabers too is they've made all the Youngling sabers. So from that episode, they've produced, some batches of hilts that are inspired by the designs of all of the Youngling hilts. So some people have, collected them all. And it's kind of nice that they had that sort of niche offering, for people to have. Niche within a niche, really, right? But if we take a closer look here, so it's based on an animated hilt, but Sabers made the hilts kind of look a little more real world, not like some of those animated hilts have pretty exaggerated features. And occasionally some custom saber companies will actually produce the hilt kind of in that more exaggerated way, like some companies have done that with the Clone Wars version of the Obi-Wan lightsaber. So it looks kind of more, boxy and animated. But you can see that this one is made to be more realistic. Has an interesting color scheme. So there's silver here, but there's also sort of like a darker silver, darker grayish coloring here, and some gold elements, and then also black in the grip section. And the grip section has these really cool kind of segmented grip pieces. And all of this is metal, so these grips are metal, they're not rubber or anything like that, or plastic. And at the top we have that cool kind of iconic profiling with this ring, sort of that flared out emitter. This ring is removable, and so you can see that it's threaded, and then this gold section below it is actually a collar, so you can see that right there. And that's removable if you take out this little screw. So this little screw kind of both holds the collar in place, and that's also the blade retention screw. So dual purpose. It also kind of, this top ring also kind of holds it in place. Then we have the cool series of grooves below that. It's sort of a rounded off top section of the groove. And then in the middle of the hilt, we have some of these iconic knurled switches, and these could be utilized in an install. And then here it's sort of like a box section. And then there's a cutout area that's kind of circular there, and then a couple screws securing that to the hilt. I already talked about the grip section, and then here is the pommel, a kind of classic notched pommel design, but something that's a little different is that it's gold, so gold colored, so that adds a little kind of flair. This hilt does come apart in the middle, so you can kind of see that. And you can see, so this is a 1-inch diameter blade socket. Now occasionally some companies produce blade sockets that are more narrow than that, but 1-inch diameter is pretty standard. Oh, and this hilt also is 10.5 inches long, so pretty much a full-size hilt, even though it's for a youngling. And that's probably another kind of artistic liberty, taken with the hilt too. Although, I don't know, 10.5 is a little shorter. I mean, you can sort of think of a full-size hilt as being around 12 inches or so. But yeah, so this is a youngling hilt. It's inspired by the character Zatt and his lightsaber. And it has some classic lightsaber features to it, and it's a very niche design, so you won't see many saber companies producing this design. So if you're a fan of that episode where the younglings are constructing their lightsabers, or just, a fan of niche type hilts, then, this might be one that you're looking for. But it's made by Sabers, which is a custom saber company that operates out of Spain, and they sell some lightsaber parts and then also some hilts. They'll do small batches of hilts like this, and they'll periodically re-release some of the batches and maybe sometimes update them slightly. So feel free to check them out, and feel free to comment below.